Hello, welcome back to Ben Sushi LiveNoding. In this episode, I will be sharing with you this node setup. That's basically if you have some kind of like a camera, and then you want to have like a distribution of stripes that's kind of equally spaced between each stripe. And this is one way you can do it using Sphere Chalk add-on. You can of course use OSL, you can use node setup in cycles. A lot of ways to do this, but this is one way that I really like. So this is the camera. The camera can have any dimensions based on the screen resolution, of course. We don't need to worry about that too much. But basically here I have two locator, two empty, I call it empty A and empty B. And I could actually move the empty, and then everything will adjust. You can see there. I'm gonna hide the grid really quick. The camera, we can hide it as well. So just a very simple setup like that. So it will adjust. So there's one empty and the other empty. So let's take a look at the setup. I will break it down real quick. So we can have like just see like a single cylinder or single stripes in the center. We can have 3, 4, 5, as many as you want. I limit it to 100 here, but yeah, that's, you get the idea. And I also have another parameter here that's kind of give a slight offset. If I ever want to kind of make it so that the screen of the camera exactly touching the stripe. So if I want to do that, I have that option. I have also other options like here, if I ever want to make the stripes, or in this case the cylinders, kind of side by side exactly, we can do that as well. So it doesn't have gap. This one actually control the gap. So that's a pretty cool setup, and definitely you can play around with this setup yourself. So if you look at the nodes, maybe a little bit complicated, but actually not that hard. Basically, I start with just sourcing the empty A and empty B. So I get it using objects in, and from this guy, I know that we have two transforms, and from the two transforms we can get the locations of both empty. And I'm using list item just to source it. And here up here I have the kind of like a distance measure node, and I have a divide which is actually related to the number that we specified here. Let's say if we have 10, it's gonna be this distance is gonna be divided by 10, and then this is gonna be the result. And then I plug that all the way to the step, and the step is actually for the plane. That's for another thing if you ever wonder what it is. So we can actually, instead of using a cylinder, we can use the plane. If I just plug that in like that, I should have just a flat plane. And the flat plane, we can control the height. We can also kind of scale it from the center like that to get a gap. So that's another option there. Maybe I need to just frame it. So back to our cylinder. Okay. With the cylinder, you might notice I'm using this factory wire just to control the axis, center axis of the cylinder. So that's one thing. So go back to this guy, distance, division, and this number will control the interpolation. So interpolations, always important. Vector interpolations to get a, if you have 2 points, start points and the end point, you can easily interpolate all the equally distributed points in between using vector interpolation. And that's actually pretty much how I control a lot of this. There's also this kind of a slight additional nodes just to keep everything kind of in the center. So I'm using a little bit of offset here. So vector in and then move, offset it. This is the multiplier that I was talking about. So if we are actually looking from the camera, if we ever need to kind of move it around, we can do that. So this is the beginning. Let's say we just tuck it in there, and this is the end point. Update it, and we adjust the scale slightly. So now we have this kind of like a nice fence for our camera. And of course you can control the height of cylinder and things like that. The offset you can also control the Z, the Y here, if you ever need to do that. So this is multiplier. I'll put it back to 1, and this is for the gap again. So that's the second important parameter. The rest of them is just like something that I added and to add offset. So yeah, I think this is should answer one of the questions asked at Blender Stack Exchange. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this can be useful for other purpose. Like if you ever need to make like a fence, like I said, you can rewire this cylinder, so make it standing. So this can be useful for that. Just need to add like extra additional elements there, but it's like almost like a fence. And what else? Oh yeah, if you ever need to play around with the height of the cylinder, you can do that. So random number generator, just plug this into the height, and now you can actually randomize the height of the cylinder like that. Randomize the seed, and you have this kind of like almost like visualizations kind of thing for music. Or you can actually graph something using this method. That's if you ever need to randomize the height. You get the vertices control, the height, of course, subdivision, all that. It's almost like a bamboo kind of fence or wall. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this live coding. It's pretty simple, but I'm pretty sure this can be useful at some point. Hopefully you enjoy this one, and let me know what you think. If you have any question, let me know, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.